What exactly is the old witch hiding? Hillary Clinton's campaign moves to intervene in case brought by John Durham. Huh, interesting. I'll have more details when it comes to the Durham Report because there's been some salacious discoveries and filings recently, but we're going to speak specifically on the Wicked Witch of Chappaqua. So, Hillary Clinton's campaign moved to intervene in a case brought by Special Counsel John Durham against Michael Sussmann, a lawyer who represented the campaign, when it brought information to the FBI alleging a link between Donald Trump and Russia in 2016, which was all fucking garbage. At the time, Clinton was the Democratic presidential nominee. Oh, those were darker times until the night of when I don't know if you guys were watching live streams of the election at the same time, but I'll never forget where I was because, oh yes, eventually they panned over to the Javits Center and all of those fucking gender studies graduates were sitting in bleachers crying their eyes out. Oh, it was a simpler time. Trump went on to win that election, by the way. Oh, that was a wonderful time. But hey, we can go ahead and just hold out for a couple more years. And 2024 is just on our doorstep right here. It's going to be sweet. Federal prosecutors are seeking to compel Clinton's campaign, the Democratic National Committee, and Fusion GPS, the firm they had hired to conduct opposition research on Trump, to produce documents that the government may want to admit during the trial of Sussmann, who was being charged with lying to the FBI for allegedly claiming he wasn't bringing the derogatory information about Trump on behalf of a client. The campaign, the DNC, and Fusion have asserted privilege over the documents, which include communications between Perkins Coie, a law firm hired by the Democrats, and Fusion, which Perkins Coie, Sussmann worked for them at the same time, and then that's also the same law firm that Mark Elias, one of the big lawyers who was running all of the election cases for the DNC in 2016 and in 2020 as well, and who was also punished by, I do believe, a Texas court. He was sanctioned for some non-YouTube friendly reasons. I can let you guys connect the dots on that. Anyways, however, a claim of privilege, how nice, or an assertion that the documents should be withheld because they are attorney-client communications. Just because you work for a law firm doesn't mean that your communications are fucking within attorney-client privilege, so fuck off. Fall short, Durham's team alleges in a recent filing. The government does not dispute that Fusion conducted opposition research regarding Trump's purported ties to Russia at the behest of the Clinton campaign and the DNC through a retention agreement with Perkins, prosecutors said. But in doing so, Fusion was not primarily providing or supporting expertise related to legal advice. Instead, it appears that the investigative firm's primary, if not sole function, was to generate opposition research materials that the firm then shared widely with members of the media, the State Department, the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and members of Congress, as well as others. The opposition research resulted in the so-called Steele dossier, which you remember, Trump hired Russian hookers to piss on a bed, and that was something that Barack Obama stated at the same time, and it was all fucking nonsense. But you know who else pushed that? Mitt Romney, John McCain. They were all too willing to help out. Fucking uniparty in action. Sue everyone. Sue all of them. Which made a series of unsubstantiated claims about Trump and Russia that Special Counsel Robert Mueller came up with nothing. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing on. Oh, but Trump could have potentially, maybe, somewhere, somehow, might have done something. I just can't point to it. And then that was when MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and CNN, they were all squawking about, oh, that wasn't an exoneration. We're going to find something on the Mueller report. Just pan the camera away. I just need to cry a little bit. One of the claims about the supposed secret channel between Trump and Russia's Alpha Bank was disproven by the CIA in 2017. Recent filings in the case revealed. More on that soon. In the new filings, Clinton's campaign challenged the portrayal by prosecutors, arguing the government is trying to obtain materials that are protected. Clinton's campaign wants to be heard at any hearing conducting on the government's efforts to compel production, which it says will help the court decide on the government's motion. More or less, one of the Clinton affiliates or the spokespeople just want to sit in the back of the room, just noting down who needs to be next placed on the hit list. Campaign asserts its attorney-client privilege and the attorney work product protection with respect to all documents and information under the control of Perkins Coie or any of its consultants, including Fusion GPS, and is not waiving any of its privileges, and it opposes the government's motion to compel John Podesta. The same John Podesta, that motherfucker still has a job after the litany of shit he got away with. Fucking incredible. This is like still in 2020 taking parenting advice from Casey Anthony or Andrea Yates or Michaela Peterson. John Podesta, chairman of the campaign, told the court in one filing. In another filing, Robbie Mook, who served as campaign manager, said that one of the topics on the Perkins provided legal service and legal advice to the campaign involved fact-finding and research that the campaign conducted regarding Trump. Although I was not aware, I didn't know anything. I was a good boy. I didn't do nothing. During the campaign of any contracts that Perkins Coie engaged to assist it in providing legal services and legal advice regarding this work, I did believe throughout the campaign that wherever work Perkins Coie performed, either through its own professionals, listen, I wasn't close to it, okay? It was a friend of a friend of a friend who might have done something, maybe potentially who paid somebody to have something else done, okay? We had nothing to do with it, so that's why you should seal all the documents. What? Or through any of the contractors it may have engaged to assist it, the work was done for the purpose of providing legal services and legal advice too. Then why did you fabricate information and try to pass it off as legitimate to the FBI? What the fuck is wrong with you? Campaign and the DNC in February agreed to pay the fines of the Federal Election Commission determined the likely violated federal law by misreporting payments to Perkins. Campaign had said that it paid Perkins Coie for legal services, while the DNC had described payments to the firm as being legal and compliance consulting. But in actuality, you were just making up different data to pass off treasonous communications between a president-elect and a foreign nation. Why would you make up those claims? Maybe because the Democrats probably know a thing or two about a thing or two. Anyways, because the money actually went to Fusion for the opposition research, the entities failed to follow a law that requires political campaigns and groups to define the purpose of each payment, according to the complaint, which prompted the commission's investigation. Neither the campaign nor the DNC admitted wrongdoing when paying the fines, though Mark Elias, there he is, who was with Perkins Coie until 2021. What changed? Has acknowledged under oath to the House of Representatives that the money to retain Fusion came from the campaign and the DNC. I'm just saying Mark Elias didn't kill himself. Fusion, run by former Wall Street Journal reporters Peter Fritsch and Glenn Simpson, had already filed a similar charge to Durham's motions with the DNC. While the DNC, moved on April 20th to intervene to assert privilege claims. In a separate declaration that was partially redacted, Elias told the court that Fritsch and Simpson reached out to him in spring of 2016 at some point after that. Cool. Nice vague description of time. It was in the spring of 2016 and some other time between then and now. But they did, sort of. Perkins Coie engaged Fusion somewhere between then and there, okay? Elias recalled thinking that Fusion would help him with his work for the campaign. They did. Okay, it's just you weren't supposed to know about that. You're not supposed to know all the details. And that, on some occasions, the firm's work was distilled and incorporated into my judgments about legal issues, while on other instances, I shared the results of Fusion work with my clients. On some instances, somehow, someway, what they paid for eventually got released out to them before it went through my filter. Elias told the House Intelligence Panel in 2017 that Fusion didn't provide legal services, so he lied to Congress. Why isn't he being held on perjury charges as well? Privilege. There's privilege that exists, especially in the federal government. It just always tends to fall on one side of the aisle as opposed to the other. Well, actually, I retract that just a little bit, okay? Are you a part of the establishment or are you not? Then you'll face the wrath. Campaign said an unredacted version of Elias' declaration could be submitted to the court to review behind closed doors. I'd imagine that's probably something else that they're going to be looking at trying to get sealed away. Just thinking out loud. Alleging the redactions were made because the material being hidden was itself subject to privilege claims. It's attorney-client privilege. He's an attorney and he was a client of the DNC. You can't release that information. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. But I have, like I said, more information on the Durham Report itself. But that's going to be another video for in the next couple of days. Don't worry about that. I'm just trying some things on the channel. Maybe shorter-ish videos, because I could be verbose as I want to be and as loquacious as one would allow to watch. But we're going to try to keep everything just a little bit shorter. So, you know what? Hey, what you need to know right here is, yeah, the DNC, John fucking Podesta, how's Rocket Pizza doing for you? And Hillary Clinton just wants this fucking Durham Report to go away, god damn it. It took them long enough, and now it's starting to pay off. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.